when you first see the comments, it doesn't make great reading. So firstly, that's that it doesn't look good in that sense. But obviously it's been sort of rectified since then, and we've had a chat as well. So it's put to bed now. It's absolutely fine. We just move on. I think he recognises it was a poor choice of words in the beginning, and for me, then that's it. We've had a chat. We move on, and it's cool.
He didn't say that there had been an apology, but you would imagine that is kind of built into what he said there. If there's an acceptance, Craigs, that Kris Boyd had used the wrong choice of words, then that would be tantamount to holding your hand up and saying, I got that wrong.
Yeah, well, he's, first of all, I think it's man enough of him to go and do that. If he feels that there's been a misunderstanding or it's been misinterpreted, then you've every right to make a phone call to Callum McGregor. I think Callum McGregor has treated it very professionally. He's dealt with it the best way. He doesn't want anything to linger. I think that's the important thing. Callum McGregor is very clever about it all. Put it all to bed. Don't answer or don't respond to it, and then suddenly it gathers more momentum and it stays in the press a little bit longer. What Kris Boyd meant, I've no idea, and that's being honest, because
what we should say as well is
that subjective opinion.
That these were comments in the Sun, in his column in the Sun newspaper as well. These weren't comments he made on. I described him as a Sky pundit, which he is.
Yeah.
But the comments that caused Celtic a bit of consternation were the ones that appeared in print in the Sun.
Yeah. So nobody really knows the intentions of the comments or what they were about, apart from Kris Boyd. So we don't really have a say on it. We can read it and you can think, does it mean this, does it mean that? Ultimately, he's dealt with it professionally because he's went to Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor, I've got to say, he's put it to bed, no distractions. They've got a big job on. They're going to try and win a league title. He doesn't want these kind of things lingering or getting in the way, obstacles in the way. So, Kris has said for his poor choice of word, that's the way it goes. I think it ends there and we move on.
Yeah, and it does really depend, John Hartson, on how you interpret the words as well.
Yeah.
What one person reads into the comments that were in print are completely on the other side of the coin from somebody else.
Well, I think Callum himself, when he saw the comments, he felt it was a bit in bad taste. He's commented on it, and he said that Kris Boyd has got in contact, and as far as he's concerned, is finished. And again, I think Craigs is right. You don't quite know in terms of, did he mean a Celtic player should go and smash Callum McGregor in the face? Let's test his mask. I don't think he was quite as, what he was trying to say was, let's get near him. Let's try and roughen things up a little bit. Let's obviously, get close to Callum McGregor. Yeah. I don't know why Kris Boyd's doing that, because he never put a glove on anybody during his career. I don't think he'd get close to anybody at times to do that. But if he's insinuating that the Rangers players should have gone in and been sort of more aggressive around Callum McGregor, then I think Callum thought that was in bad taste, and I actually agree with him.
Yeah, I think what Kris Boyd was feeling at the time was frustration as a Rangers fan, a former Rangers player, that his team hadn't gone in about Celtic. That's not attacking anybody, no, but just being more physical and in their faces.
But that's different altogether.
Yeah,
Rangers as a team were too passive on the night.
Yeah,
they get caught in between. Are they a counter-attacking team or are they a team that's going to drop off? And they ended up standing, and Celtic passed the ball round about him. So, if you're a former Rangers player like Kris was, naturally there's a frustration thinking you've got to do more, you've got to get close, you've got to make tackles. That's different. That's getting inside someone's personal space and making it really uncomfortable for them. That's what Rangers should have done individually and collectively. They didn't. For the single out a single player, then it becomes a different motive or a different intention, whatever it may be. What I would say about Callum McGregor that night, I've never seen him as animated in a game as what he was during that game. He really knew what it meant. There was no fear from Callum McGregor. The fact that he was wearing a mask, it wasn't holding him back. He was snapping into tackles, he was pressing. And it was almost, I'd said somewhere else, that I felt like he really became a Celtic captain in that game. I know he's been captain and his performances have been good, but the way he led, the way he set off the press, the way he even spoke to the players after the game when they were celebrating, he was telling them to calm down. This is not the league title. Yes, we've won a game. We'll go around and we celebrate, but we keep it coy, we keep it under wraps and we enjoy ourselves. This is the standard we're set. So certainly, I think even someone getting close to Callum McGregor wouldn't have really bothered him because he was in the zone that night. And it's, as I said, it's the most animated and aggressive I've seen him making tackles and pressing and pushing and probing the full game. So I don't think it really would have mattered.
Tell Alexa to launch Go Radio or listen on the Go Radio app.